What up, kids? It's Mr. Tucker, and today I want to talk to you about minutes about what we have here. I want to talk to you today about empathy and self-care. You think of empathy, have you ever heard this word? Don't get it confused with sympathy. Do not get it confused with sympathy. I got a friend here. I was actually going to kind of expand on that for you guys. If you can please give your attention to the great Dr. Brene Brown.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, climb down. I know what it's like down here, and you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no, you want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. Yeah. And we do it all the time. Because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So, I had a miscarriage. Oh, at least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know what to say right now, I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
All right, guys. So, guys, my goal is, guys, is that by the time we're done with this video, that you have a better understanding of what self-care actually means. We might even share a few different types of self-care. And truly, I hope after watching this video, you understand the difference between empathy and sympathy, and have a great understanding in general of just what empathy is and how we can use it in our lives. Okay? So, guys, when we think about self-care is just taking the time to take care of you. All right, making sure that you're okay, you're good. You know what I mean? I put up there giving yourself some grace. You know, don't be too hard on yourself. You know, you had that test that you've been studying for, and you didn't score that well, at least not as well as you thought you would have scored. Self-care is saying, I'm not a failure. Self-care is knowing that I worked really hard. This is the best that I could have done at this point in time. We will continue from here. It's not looking at myself as a failure. It's understanding that I worked hard and this is the result. This is where we are now. Okay? When we do self-care, guys, it helps us arrive in our best form. All right? It helps us be present. It helps us push on. There are many different things that we can all do to qualify as self-care. All right? I have this palette here. If you guys would like, it's definitely still alive. Go ahead and check that palette out and tell me some of the things that you do for self-care. And look at what some people have shared in the past, what they do for self-care. Okay? Let's get back to this word that's really important to me, guys, and that's empathy. Empathy means a lot to me. All right. Empathy is how we understand and demonstrate our feelings for other people. All right. In this picture here, you'll notice the different hands in different colors. These different hands, different colors represent the many different people that work this world. Our world is not black and white. It's bigger than that. It's vibrant. It's live, high definition in 4D. It's a lot going on here. Okay. An example I share is someone nervous to speak out loud. I tell them I understand. I get nervous too. You know, I know in a class once I told somebody empathy is being able to smile, be excited at a victory, but have emotion and support for the person that you've defeated. I once said that if I was a victor, that I would have sympathy for the person that I've defeated because I know what it's like to lose. I remember that pain of coming up short. That's why I embrace winning. Okay? I have empathy for the loser because I know that pain of not succeeding. Okay? Empathy isn't about the person, it's about you being aware of the different feelings that you haven't experienced. All right, and understanding that everyone else experiences those too and they deserve support. All right. Now, this is a great story. It's called Empathy. I Am Human.
What's going on?
But we're not going to read that one today, guys. I got a little carried away. Put that on
what's going on?
It's not going to sin. So, more importantly, let me talk to you about the 3 types of empathy. All right. There are 3 types of empathy, guys. Cognitive empathy, which is when you take your mind. Cognitive, always remember, guys, cognitive is talking about your brain. Anything cognitive is how your brain processes. All right. I put myself in someone else's shoes. It's because I think about how they're feeling when they walk this earth. So I put myself in their shoes. That's cognitive empathy, guys. You got to think about it. You got to think about it. Think about how someone else feels. Then you got empathetic action. I will stand with you. You will not be alone because I know what it felt like to be alone. So I will stand with you with nothing else. You will have support from me. This is empathetic action. All right. You may not hear me, but you see what I'm doing. All right. Emotive empathy. Emotive empathy is when we feel that feeling. I understand the pain of a loss. So I'm here with you. I realize that feeling. Now, when you have cognitive, meaning you think about someone else, when you have empathetic, when you put action, meaning you're doing something for someone else, and you have emotive empathy, meaning you are feeling what someone else is feeling, you've now unwrapped, fully realized empathy. The full shebang. You are really empathetic. Okay? We need all 3 types of empathy. All right? If you've ever been in one of my lectures, I've always told students that, we like to say things like, we love you. I love you. I care about you. And I've always responded to people. People will tell me a lot of things, but it's what you show that demonstrates how you truly feel. Okay. What I'm saying there is that it's not just what you think about. It's not just what you say, but it's what you do. Your empathetic action. That shows me that you have empathy for me. All right. So, guys, it's important that we think about people, we feel people, and we stand. We put action for people. Okay. Now, guys, you're actually not going to see me on Flipgrid, but if you like this lesson, please let your teachers know, let Mr. Tucker know, and tell me what you'd like to talk about next. All right. Guys, have a wonderful day. And remember, every day is a perfect day to be great.